Good day, everyone. Today we will be discussing the Chapter 11 School Policies and their functions. School policies are important rules that guide how schools operate. They ensure fairness, discipline, and proper management of students, teachers, and organizations. So, in this report, we will discuss the three main policies. Schools policies are the rules that help a school run smoothly, fairly, and safely. They guide how students and teachers behave, how lessons are taught, how grades are given, and how school activities are organized. These rules create a good learning environment where everyone knows what is expected and what is allowed. We have here the goals. So every policy must ultimately improve the teaching learning process for the students to advocate the participatory and inclusive policy making within the school community. Lastly, we have to understand the functional role of school policies in achieving educational excellence. So first, let's talk about to understand why school policies are important in school. So this goals helps us realize that school policies are not just rules, but they are made to keep order, safety, and fairness inside the school. They help make sure that students, teachers, and staff know what is right and wrong, so the school can run smoothly every day. Next, we have to learn how these rules help both students and teachers in daily school activities. So this means understanding how policies guide everyday schools life, such as attending classes, submitting requirements, taking exams, and participating in activities. So these rules also helps teachers manage their classes properly and ensure that learning is organized and consistent for all students. And lastly, to explain how school policies promote discipline, fairness, and better learning inside the school. This goals focuses on how school policies create a fair environment where all students are treated equally. They also help students become disciplined by following rules and respecting others. So, in the end, these policies support better learning because students can focus more when there is order and proper guidance in the school. So, these policies are not just a simple policy, but this policy would really help us to stay calm and to stay safety and to promote fairness inside the school. So we have here the four main policies. First, we have the grading system policy. Second, we have the policy on students' absences and tardiness. Third, we have the policy on PTA collection of contributions. And lastly, we have the prohibited acts of PTA. But today, we will be discussing only, or we will be focusing only on the grading system policy. So the grading system policy shows how students are evaluated in different subjects. So different subjects has different evaluated system. So different subjects have different priorities. For example, the MAPE focuses more on performance tasks while science balances written and performance work. So we have here the analysis. First, we have the weight of components from grades 1 to 10. So they will be graded as, especially their languages, the AP, and the ESP subject, they will be graded with written work with 30%, performance task with 50%, and quarterly assessment with 20%. Well, on the other hand, the science and math, they will be graded as written work for 40%, performance task 40%, and quarterly assessment 20%. While in MAPE and EPP and also the TLE, they will be graded as written work for 20%, performance task 60% since it is subject of MAPE. So basically, they will be graded more on their performance tasks. And lastly, they will be graded.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rachel Mansalud. So today, I will be discussing the policy on student absences and tardiness. First is absences. If a student is absent more than 20% of the total class days, the student may fail the subject or no credit will be given. The school head may give exception for valid reason. So, absences means a student is not present in class. If a student is absent for more than 20% of the total class day, this student may fail the subject or receive no credit for the course. However, the school head may allow an exception if the student has a valid reason such as illness or family emergency. Example, if there are 100 class days in one semester, a student should not be absent for more than 20 days. If the student missed 21 days or more than 21 days, they fail the subject unless they have a kanabitang medical certificate nga ipakita. Next is tardiness. Habitual tardiness is discouraged. If a student is late for 5 consecutive days, the parents or guardian will be informed. So, tardiness means arriving late to class. This school discourages students from being late regularly. If a student is late for 5 consecutive days, the parents or guardian will be informed. For example, if a student arrived late from Monday to Friday, this school will contact the parents para i-discuss sa parents kung unsay problema sa student nganong sige siya og ka-late. So kay idea, regular attendance is important for learning. Too many absences or tardiness affect performance. So regular attendance and punctuality are very important for learning. Students who are often absent or late may miss important lesson or have a lower grade. So for example, if a student who frequently misses classes may have difficult answering the quizzes and exam because dagan siya og na-miss nga lesson or topic kay sige man siya og ka-late. So this policy explains the importance of attending class regularly and arriving on time. It helps students understand that attendance is part of responsible and successful in school. And that's all to my part. Thank you.
To continue our discussion, we are going to tackle about the fourth main policies, which is the prohibited acts of PTA. PTAs are not allowed to interfere in school management, engage in political activities, operate school canteens or stores, sell insurance or similar programs, and charge fees or take percentage from collected funds. For the school who truly thrive, its head must lead a participatory formulation process that involves teachers, parents, students, and community members in addressing local problems. What happens if they were violated? Recognition of the PTA can be cancelled by the Division PTA Affairs Committee upon the recommendation of the school head, or criminal, civil, and or administrative actions may also be taken. So especially for failure to submit financial statements or account for funds. But the key point of it, the PTA meant to be a support group and partner of the school. Yes, that's one of the important, no? Now we have this PTA to support and partner of the school and not a governing body or a business entity. Yes, that's true. All PTA activities inside school premises need prior consultation and an approval of the school head. So, why are these policies important? They ensure fair grading, they promote discipline and responsibility, they protect students and parents from unfair practices, and they ensure proper use of funds. What if there were no policies? What will happen? So, grading would be unfair and inconsistent. Students may become irresponsible rather, and school environment may become disorganized, and misuse of funds may happen. So, example, no, and we have the PTA meeting or the um, say tawag ano kanang homeroom PTA meeting no. So there are some teachers nga mangayo sila mga some kuan o para makapalit og kanang unsay sa school, unsay need sa room so that nga para na ay something ana project sa ilang classroom. So again, to conclude, school policies play a vital role in maintaining order, fairness, and quality education. By following these rules, students and teachers and parents can work together to create a better learning environment. So, beyond just creating these rules together, a school leader is responsible for ensuring that policies are widely disseminated and clearly understood by everyone involved to ensure the best possible outcomes for the students and the community. And that's all. Thank you.